Yeah, Monday morning, Monday morning, Monday. Oh yeah, Wi-Fi's okay, sound is okay. We are here. Good morning, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's color separation time for our complicated share certificate print. We have 3 blank color transfer papers prepared. And we have a brush and barrel. What we're going to do this morning, the first step is we have to print. Oh, no, I can't do this. I've got to clear this first. Soka. Roll this back a minute. I've got to clear this. I forgot. The paper is out. 4 packs of paper today. 4 packs. Roxanne is working on the JJ number 7. Suga-san is working on Benkeibashi. She's doing one of the prints for the shop, the Benkeibashi print. Dei-chan is doing Yokai series back numbers. And Kawai-san is printing, no. Kawai-san is printing Benkeibashi. I don't remember. Whatever, there's 4 of them up there printing all kinds of stuff. Yes, look at this. We're going to start off the week with some noise. Sorry about that. I didn't remember what was done and what wasn't done. I'll drive everybody away just as when we get started. Okay, what's happening this morning? I'll be doing a bit of persuading here just to clear out enough of this so I can do the transfer. Then I'll make the transfer sheets to do the other 3 blocks, the background block and the 2 owl color blocks. And we'll start quietly carving there. This is Monday. Cameron is in America. He won't be here. He'll be on vacation. He's on vacation in America. Although some of our staff members, I think Kira-san said she might drop in early this morning so she can watch the stream and see what happens. I don't know if you've met her, Kira-san. She's the girl who's doing our flea market preparation, helping get the flea market prints into the shop. Well, we'll talk about it when she gets here. So let's do a little bit of clearing so I can see the edge of this and then do some transfers. So noise for just 2 or 3 minutes here and then we'll be quiet. It's a sunny, beautiful sunny morning here in Asakusa. Of the rainy season we have had a few days, but that's about all. Okay, small bit of noise here. This is against the grain, but I can't come this way for fear of attacking the carved part. Okay. That's enough of the noise for a while. Okay, just clear away this bit. I'm not going to finish off the whole thing this morning. That would just be 15 minutes of noise, no benefit for you guys. So I'm just going to clear enough around it so I can make the transfers. The last week in the shop, it's been really quiet. If we didn't know and recognize that this was a seasonal business, we'd be worried about it because it's been so quiet. Of course, we have the experience. We know June is a down, quiet month. That's what the rainy season is all about. So. It'll pick up again in July, go back down a bit in August, and then from September, October, November, it'll just roar. So we're enjoying a bit of the quietness. The staff was sitting here yesterday like, what should we do? And I said, just relax. We did a bunch of background work. We were preparing flea market prints, unpacking more prints from auctions, stuff like that. So they've got odd jobs to do. But I'm just so happy to have a chance to relax a bit because it's really been nuts. Everybody here has worked super hard right from the beginning, in the middle of March. I put together the updated version of the Mokuhankan income bar graph. What? I'm not sure. Had I promised you something? I'm not sure. Remind me what we're talking about here. The updated version of the Mokuhankan income bar graph. You mean like showing our statistics and stuff? I don't remember when the last time we talked about it. If you remind me, I can do something here. I'm not sure what I can do while we're in the middle of the stream, but what is it I'm supposed to be showing you? The year-to-date stuff, or I don't remember the conversation, I'm sorry. Okay, I think we're cleared enough to do the transfers. So of course we have to clear around wider before we can start printing. But this is enough just to clear the junk away. So I can see the owl feathers and make a transfer. Here we go. The sales graph, haven't seen the result of the high season. Well, I can, if you just give me a second here, I can do a quick screenshot or something. Hang on. That's what you're asking, but okay, here we are. If I shoot the Asakusa, gee, I'll just simply get it right from the beginning. This is the Asakusa height. Where am I? Graph. Add an image. Call it graph. Browse for the file. Hang on a sec. Desktop. Find a screenshot. Here we go. As usual, this will come in right away too large. You have to shrink it down so we can see it on the screen. So hang on a sec. Is that it? Oh, look at that, came in. That's the Asakusa shop over the past year. Since we opened in October of 2014, this is the Asakusa shop year by year by year. Things went kind of crazy in July last year. The peak had, the thing had been leveling up, and now all of a sudden it took off. And you can see the difference on our high season. Last year, October was crazy. Then, of course, as people stopped coming, it went down into January. February was the really quiet season for us. Then it comes back up for the spring. And where are we? 4, 5. 4 was the peak in the spring, then down to 5 and 6. We're now halfway through the month, so double that for the end of the month. And you can see where we're at. So the Asakusa shop is wildly, of course, it's a tourist business. It wildly fluctuates. Okay? That's why we have the subscription business in the background to keep the things running and to keep us, stable and steady. Subscription just rolls along. It goes up and down, fluctuating slightly, but it rolls along. That pays our bills, it pays our salary. The Asakusa thing is the roller coaster that's going on top of it. Okay, now let's get to where I was when I first came in this morning. We've got 3 sheets of transfer paper. And these 3 sheets will serve to transfer the shape of this owl to 3 color blocks. One of them we've already prepared the base of. Oops. There's the circular background color, but it will need to have a space chopped out of it for the owl. And we'll see that in a few minutes. I'm now going to transfer the owl shape to this place. So to do this, we need to print this thing 3 times. I've got 3 sheets of paper prepared, which have the thin Gampi paper. If you're worried about somebody's asking to record this transfer, it's on our videos many times. We've done this time and time again on our videos on our YouTube channel. If you're not sure what's happening and you'd like to see it more clearly, there's a video on our channel called Making Chibihiro Sprints. I forget the exact title of it. It's a 15-minute video which shows how the Chibihiro Sprints are made, and it totally and in depth and in detail shows this transfer. So don't sweat it right now if you don't catch it. It's all over our website. We've cleaned off most of the Gampi paper here. Should we get the rest of it on the outside? shoebox is empty. Arg. Transfer number 1. It's up to dry. Transfer 2. And one more time. Okay, 3 transfer sheets. Someone's saying owl printing, yay, that's the end of the printing. Okay, now, let's put 2 of them away for a few minutes here. We'll come back to them in just a minute. One of them is going to be transferred on top of the background. First, we're going to get rid of this paper here. Oh, for those of you who don't know what we're doing here, I'm sorry that this is last year's share certificate, what we did for the Patreon people. Last year's share certificate, we printed a red Fuji on top of the certificate. This year we're going to be printing our friend the owl. He's going to go in that place. And I've copied some of the things. I copied a copy of last year's certificate to show the area where the circle should be, the oval should be. Come on, I got enough glue left to do this, I hope. Oops. Too much. There we go, into the same registration marks, of course. Down she goes, the owl we just printed. carrier is no longer needed. We transferred the key lines to the circle, and now we have to cut out the shape for the owl so that the blue background is as it should be. Yeah, you see what's happening. See the green stuff in there. This is trouble, 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 trouble. It's turning into an aquarium or something. And this is all because of a TV show. You know the deal on this. Those of you who've been following us for years, you know what's going on here. The water in the flask normally gets changed once a year. Now the guys in the old days had a system for this. What they did was, they had a sort of a religious aspect to it in the old days. They would go to the shrine and or temple at the New Year time, Hatsumode, first prayers of the year. And they would take their water flask with them. And they would clean it up, and then they would get water from the temple. You know, you dip and scoop and dip and scoop, get water from the temple and get it blessed by the priest, and away you go, and you'd be set for the year. And the feeling was, no idea what that was. The feeling was that because you had like holy water, whatever, for the first of the year, it would stay clean and clear and pure and not get any stuff growing in it through the rest of the year. The reality is you're picking up extremely cold water in the middle of winter from a clean spring, so it doesn't have much growing in it. Whatever. So I did that this year. We got some photographs on the blog. I went to the shrine, I went to the temple, picked up clean water, brought it back. And so far so good. We were for months and months and months, we were okay. But what happened was a TV program here a while ago, and they wanted me to explain this and talk about this, and in the process of doing it, we unpopped it and uncorked it, and the water got spilled. So we had to go to the sink, dump it out, clean it up, bring it out. So this is sink water you're seeing here. And sink water, supposedly, with all its chlorine and stuff, is nice and clean, but look at this. Water from the shrine stays clean and pure, and sink water has stuff growing in it all over the place. And I'm going to have to take this and clean it up. If I leave it like this over the next course of the summer, we're going to have a green flask. Okay, here we go. That should be enough. Now, where do I cut? We want to keep the outside and cut away the inside. Do I need a sample? I don't think so. I can just do this freehand, I think. I carved the owl once, and I'm carving him all over again. It's no big deal. This is my job. I'm a carver. We were chatting about this before. I don't have to carve him all over again. I enjoy carving, so I get to carve him all over again. So for this block, we're going to leave the outside. It's going to be blue sky. And we have to take away the middle part because we don't want blue sky running over the top of the owl. And we'll overlap just a little bit. Because the black, when we print it, is going to be fairly strong and dark, we're going to let the blue come over into the black a little bit. And the outside feathers here like this, they will extend into the blue. If I cut the outside here, there'll be some white space between the feathers. So we'll leave the blue of the sky behind the feathers at the edge. Give it a more realistic. And the blue is going to stay behind black, the tree trunk. Give it a bit more depth and body. I think there we are. When you're cutting, do you want the pressure from the knife to pressure the dark areas? No. No. Whatever, this is all going to be cleared up in a second, but as an example for what we're talking about here, the angle of the knife, imagine this was the cutting the face. We want to keep the eye and take away the white. The flat side of the knife would stay on the wood to be retained. We've talked about this many times before. If we were cutting to keep this eye, we cut this way. The flat side of the knife stays on this, so all the pressure, the bevel puts the pressure on the wood, and this wood, the part that's going to disappear, is the part that was pressed. The eye part that stays back is the part that doesn't get any stress. So was that the question that was asked? The pressure from the knife pressures the dark areas? No, any stress from the knife should go into the areas that will be removed. So the bevel stays to the waist, the flat side of the knife stays to the retained wood. And today we're cutting a block, so it's no big deal. So you saw I did it this way. I cut so that the flat side of the knife stays on the retained wood, and the bevel side of the knife stays on the wood that is about to be removed. Let's remove it. Bit of persuading. Very small amount, relax, no big noise here. Just some small tapping to get rid of this waste load. Well, we organized something for the first anniversary of the shop in a few weeks. We've been thinking about this. There's 2 anniversaries actually. We've been in the shop here on the first floor since July the 11th, Convenience Day. But the bigger anniversary is the 5-year anniversary. We opened the Asakusa shop totally, and that was on Halloween on 2014. October 31st, 2014. We opened November 1st, but some people came the day before and asked us to do a print party, so we did a guerrilla run, a test run. So we're thinking in our own mind that that's the more important anniversary, 5 years of the Asakusa shop. Last year, July 1st opening down here, it wasn't really, I mean, it was special, it was a big deal, but it wasn't sort of an anniversary type thing. So our current thinking is that we don't have anything planned for July the 11th. But we're thinking about what to do for the 5-year anniversary, Halloween. Not that Halloween itself has any meaning for us, but that date, October 31st. So if you have any suggestions or ideas, it's okay. We're not thinking in terms of like a sale or something, anything that's going to try and get money from people's wallets, you know. We're not really sure what to do. We could do something in terms of a lottery and a giveaway or something, you know, put your name in a hat and we'll give some free prints to people or something like that. That would be okay. But we're not looking for any ideas with anything to do for promoting the business, for sale or grand bargain sale for 5 years or stuff like that. I do not want to do that. If there was something we could do with a sort of a give back, then I'm open to suggestions. Now that I think about it, on my own website, I did something after my woodblock.com website had been up and running for 10 years. I did a quiz. I put a quiz on the website, and then I offered to give a bunch of prints away, and it was okay. I know dozens of people participated. This was 1996, whatever. Oh, 1996, the website was open, so it'd be 2006. The contest was running. Actually, it's still on the website. If you're curious, you can go to the woodblock.com website. Woodblock.com, look in the diversions section. And the old quiz is actually still there, up on the website. Woodblock.com/diversions. And maybe, if I think about it now, with some input from you guys maybe, we could do something similar for this time around. Do it for fun, again, not for anything to do with selling prints. You do a quiz or something and give away free prints for people who answered things correctly or something like that, whatever. Oak size, great pumpkin, yeah, good idea. So yeah, we're open to suggestions. I guess it would be November 1st, because that was the official opening day. We quietly opened one day before for a customer, Jeff Faszewski, and his family. They were flying the next morning, November the 1st, and wouldn't have been able to come here. So he asked if I could, any way to do a print party. So we did. We did a print party for him and his family the day before we officially opened, and it was great. It was a sort of a training thing, a dry run for us. And they were so cool about it. It was a good party, and they were so cool. We took some pictures during it, and they allowed us to use those pictures for our pamphlet. So for the first few years of having print parties, that first print party family got their picture, allowed us to use their picture on our pamphlet. He's been back since a few times. Steady, regular supporter. I'm very glad I said yes that day to the test run. So yeah, 5 years in Saxa. Oh my God, 5 years already. It changed my life. Totally changed my life. If I had seen what was coming, I'm not so sure if I'd have actually done this, you know. If you'd have told me 5 years ago, okay, Dave, you're going to have a successful business here in Saxa. Good point. But the cost will be, you will totally lose your peaceful, quiet life that you have in your studio moment. And I would have said, no, I can do both. I can have the Saxa shop, and I'll commute back and forth a couple of times a week, and I'll keep an eye on the shop, and I'll still live it on me and make my prints. No, it didn't happen. So my own studio, my own workroom is sitting there. The dust is piled high. I haven't completed one of my own personal prints in 5 years. Customers have given up. In exchange, I've got this new interesting life. It's wonderful, the YouTube and everything else, and people coming in. But I've completely lost the peaceful, quiet life I had before. My choice, of course. But I really thought I'd be able to balance both of them. I was completely, totally, absolutely wrong. currently playing with the fiction, I guess, that I'll be able to get that back. That when we get more staff and better managers, etc., I'll be able to go back to Ome and make some more prints and enjoy the quiet time on the river. Fiction, who knows? I think. Good morning, January. Happy Father's Day. It's not Father's Day. Not Father's Day. That was yesterday. So they don't. We don't do that sort of stuff. I think it's here in Japan, but my daughters know that we don't do the sort of fake holidays that are made up by the flower companies and stuff like that. So my daughters know not to play with this one. So. I remember their birthdays, and they remember my birthday, and that's pretty much where we draw the line in our family. So. I don't even know when Mother's Day is. Is my mother here on the stream? She wouldn't, I think, expect me to be doing something for that. I try and remember her birthday. Not always succeed. Is she here this morning? this block is ready, I think. At least it's ready for the first testing. Okay, so what we've done here, we've got the color, we transferred the shape from last year's share certificate to make the blue background, which will print onto it. And we've now cut away the shape so the blue doesn't go on top of the owl. So one block is ready, and this block, when I finish clearing away more garbage around the outside, this will be ready. And we have 2 more transfer sheets to make. I've printed them. I've printed 2 more sheets, and these sheets are going to be for the 2 tones of the owl. There's going to be a background tone on the owl, and there's going to be a darker brown. And what I need to do at the moment now, before I can paste them down, is I have to delineate those areas. And to do that, I'm going to need a couple of things. I'm going to need some markers, and I need a sample. And there's one on the wall right across from me, staring me in the face. Excuse me while I go and get it. There's nobody here to help me today. Yes. And asking about carving out the branch. No, I know, actually you can see it here. On the original version we did, the blue ran under the branch, and one of the owl tones, the base owl tone, also ran under the branch to give it a bit more body. If we adjust, because we're printing the gray on these blocks, on these prints, we print the gray fairly light. We don't print jet black for the key blocks. And if I had left that just in light gray with no sky and no undertone, it would have shown white, it would have looked patchy, it wouldn't have had enough depth. But by running the blue underneath it and running one of these owl colors underneath it, we ended up with a very, very nice tone. And no one would ever think anything strange. It gives the branch, it makes it look like part of the night sky. So we'll do the same thing here on this one. I left the branch on the blue block, so the branch will have blue underneath it. And I'm going to leave the branch also under one, or now that I think about it, maybe both. Leave it under both of these color tone blocks. No, the street view, no, I didn't get any problem with it. It was okay. I think nobody even noticed it. I closed the shutter down for it. And actually, I should have put the camera outside today, except that Akira-san, one of our staff members, she said she was going to drop by this morning. So maybe she'll be here in a few minutes, and she can watch the stream and make noise or something, no idea. Or maybe she forgot about it. I don't have any special show and tell for you today. We've had quite a lot of show and tell the last few days getting ready for the video. Okay, what are we doing here? Let me leave you alone for a minute and think about this. What are we going to do? So the first tone is the bass tone for the owl, which will be the owl and the branch, except for the eyes. So let's and there are some various little curvy bits here. The owl print I have has the branch going straight over unbroken. I'm not sure what you mean. You mean in front of the owl here? I think it took too much away in the original. Let's fix it this way. That's the light undertone on the owl. It's the whole thing except the eyes and various little highlights a bit behind the tail. And the other one is going to be the overtone of the owl. Where are we here? This one's easy, it's just the top part of the owl's body. And the branch. I think that's it. Nothing down here. Let's do this thing. So these two now get pasted down onto the, and before I can do that, I have to cut registration marks for them. And what we want to do is, if we put it in a normal place in the corner of the block here, it will pull these two owls fairly close to each other. I want these to be separated to give me room for the brushing. So I'm going to pull this one out somewhere around here, maybe even a bit farther. And that will keep the two carved areas away from each other. Somewhere in there. And then the same thing on the other side. Of course, Questions. What's going on here? As Dave talked about the CAT project. Nothing this morning. Over the next few days. I've been kind of busy the last few days because I'm doing the Cameron work as well. So it's on my list of things to do. Maybe on Tuesday. It's a closing day. The shop is closed, and on Tuesday I'm going to catch up with a bunch of stuff. And I think I'll be sending the first emails out on Tuesday to people in the CAT project to ask them, please, let's get going. Let's move forward with stage 2. I've got three or maybe 4 in mind among the entries so far that I really, really, really want to move to stage 2. So we'll post about that as we go forward. Good question. Japanese printmaking can answer that for you. What? What am I missing here? Kyoto style printers use white ink. Okay, yes and no. I know. Yeah. In general, printmaking in the old days and even now, printmaking in this part of the country, here in Tokyo, Edo, was using transparent pigments for the most part. And over in Kyoto and sometimes Osaka, a kind of printmaking grew up where they were replicating paintings. And to do that, they needed white to be able to be printed. So they use a lot of opaque pigments in Kyoto, Osaka. A lot of it's done for the replicating paintings. And it's still the case. A lot of the Kyoto printmakers, even modern ones, use opaque pigments, which we here, for the most part, don't use. Okay, with tap coming, again, I'm going to make one quick, short, sharp bang. The wrong glasses. Headphone users beware, I'll count down from 3. It's going to be a really sharp tap. You've got headphones. 3, 2, 1. Hi. We're going to do that one more time on the back side here. Hang on a second. These are registration marks for the color blocks that will be the 2 tones of the owl. One more tap coming. Here we go. Again, headphone users beware, please. 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. Cameron won't be here. Cameron's in America. He's on vacation. He's an actual company employee, so he gets all the stuff like the legal vacations and days off and all that kind of stuff. Okay, registration marks are cut. You saw what we did for people who are still not sure what's going on here. You saw me print this a few minutes ago. It was printed in the registration marks of the key block and it picked up the lines of the key block. We've now cut new registration marks with a blank piece of wood. This is going to go into those registration marks and be pasted down, and I will carve shape I see. So when it comes time to do the final printing, the registration marks will be, of course, in the right place. Now, which one is which? The wood there looks very okay. The wood there is a bit harder, I think. So we'll use this wood for the light background color. Where's my pace? Submission, talking about submissions for the CAT project, they can go on for months and months and months. At the very least, submissions are running all the way through June, through July, and well into August. If you've got sketches and ideas, send them over. There's no deadline anywhere near us yet. If, when it gets to August, I have lots and lots of material, and we've got enough to make a good project, we'll call it a day there and say, okay, good, thanks for submissions, we've got our final number. If there's not enough good designs, we'll just keep it open and keep running. So don't sweat it. If you've got ideas, send them in. We're going to overlap stage 1 and stage 2. So even though I'm going to start stage 2 tomorrow, Tuesday, stage 1 stays open all the way through. I thought I had made that really sort of clear, but there's been lots and lots of confusion, and I guess not. Maybe people are used to having one deadline for something like this. I don't know. As far as the ideas go, it's a bell curve. You know, most people are sort of in the middle of it. It's a kind of interesting idea. And there's a bunch of ideas that, why did you waste your time? And then there's a few killer ideas at the other end of the scale that I'm really, really excited about. Not quite enough glue, I think. Running out of glue. Come on, there's enough in there. Come on, give it to me. Hey. Buy more glue. It's upstairs, actually. It's on Cameron's desk. We have a big glue container. I just got to go and refresh this pack. Okay, there we go. What's the time? We got time to start on this? 9:08. Yes, let's get going. I'm missing a whole lot of conversation here, sorry. Peel, peel, peel. There are real peels and there are peels. Oh,
Sorry, I'm late.
Are you late? I think so.
I think I organized to come in about 8:40.
Oh, I didn't know that, so.
Sorry.
Oh, do you want to sit for a while then and watch the stream? Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, move the camera. The camera at the moment is focused on the outside door.
Okay.
So pull it back so it focuses like the two of us here. Oop, oop, oop. You don't need to zoom it in much.
Better?
Hang on a sec, I gotta get moved here. I can't see what it is. 1 second, please. I got too much of the outside. Move it to the, turn it left. No, other way. Oh, yeah. Okay, keep more. A little bit more. Okay, stop. Come and sit down.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Perfect.
Then you'll have to introduce yourself. Somebody thinks you're a trainee. I don't quite, this is gonna fall off the table, so I don't know.
I think I've been under the title trainee for
I don't know.
4 months.
Training at life.
Yeah.
Do you introduce yourself? Maybe some of the people know you. Karen is on her. She knows who you are.
Yeah.
In fact, that's Vivid KP is
Yes.
KP Karen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Karen. Caroline. Kind of.
Are you standing in for camera? Sitting in for camera?
Yes. And late on the first day. Cameron decided to abandon us and go back to America.
You might be listening. Be careful what you say.
He decided to go on holiday back to America. I don't think Karen was as much of a trainee. I think
Huh?
Flyfish for Fun says bring back memories of your trainee period for VKP. I don't think she was much of a trainee.
Actually, Carrie might be interested to know that, she used the benches upstairs, for a couple of weeks there very lightly. The next person in line to do that is organised. And what's happening, and Fabiola Gil, Gil or Jill? Is it
Gil.
Gil. Fabiola Gil is coming from Spain. And she'll be here from the middle of September, perhaps for about 4 weeks.
Ooh.
And she'll be, doing the usual things, working on her own prints upstairs on her own time, struggling to fight with the printers to get space on the workbench and stuff. Now we're going to be busy. It's September. It's going to be busy up there. So
Is it usually that busy in the shop in September?
it's a question of the subscription prints. We are really now crazy about subscription prints. So the girls are coming in more days than they normally would have worked before to try and catch up on this thing. So they're happy to have to work, but they're also not so happy to have not so many days off that they want. So
Yeah.
that's just going to be getting even more intense as we get into the October season, autumn season. So anyway, Fabiola Sam will be here from, I think, middle of September.
Yay.
And her English is not so super great, so she's probably not going to spend a whole lot of time sitting here on the stream like Karen did, stuff like that. But we'll see.
Okay, I'm excited to meet her.
And she's doing, we have one of her prints right there.
Yeah, the fish one.
Can you bring the show? No, right there. Yeah. And this is Fabiola Gil from Spain. That's one of her iconic designs. I think it's becoming an iconic design.
It's really good. My favorite is the fish one. Where it is.
It's right there. It's in the guest corner, right in front of you. Right there. Yes. You can't see the embossing though, I think, right? Here, will it show if I bring it down here? She's tried to do, I don't know if you can see it.
There,
Let me
you can see
zoom
it.
out, zoom out. She's got a goldfish, something, 2 goldfish, and is it showing the embossing?
Yes.
I can't see the screen at all. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. If it's showing, it's showing.
Yeah.
So 2 real goldfish and lots of gradations. I mean, this lady's crazy. Look at this. We would never put a print up for sale like this ourselves because we couldn't afford to make it. 1 gradation, 2 gradations, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, come on. And then the one in the middle here.
But the color is so nice on that
Oh, I love it. It's
section in the
beautiful.
middle.
But to me, when there's too much painting on the block, to me it loses the wood block feeling. This now becomes more like an actual painting.
More.
Because you've got to sit here
Morning.
painting the block too much. It's good. I'm not critic. She's got her style. But to do that and then for this kind of price, I mean, give me
Yeah.
a break. It's totally uneconomical. So for me as a business guy, I have to look at both sides of it. And I could never publish that. It just would be impossible.
Do you know how many she makes for each?
I don't know how to talk. And also hear from Karen that her prints are on the way here, that we'll have her prints. And good morning, Kai-san, how you doing? Parties are okay, I'll cover today, you can go to work. Goodbye, see you later, goodbye, see you tomorrow. Good night,
Good luck.
bye-bye.
What was that?
Good night.
I think the.
The YouTube banner, the wind on the YouTube banner. So
I have this.
use the green one, that pulls the paint off the wall. The green tape there, thank you. Although actually I think there's probably a piece still left out there, it's just come loose. You'll see it on the electrical box at the bottom.
It's been incredibly windy the last couple days.
It's springtime, that's what you get. At least it hasn't been raining or great. The rain has been a few bad days and it backed off.
Yeah. I think there was one day where it was just thunderstorms for the entire day.
Are you riding herd on a conversation there, or sir?
Nothing much.
Okay.
Wait. Don't forget your mobile phone, Kawaii-san.
Pardon me?
Don't forget your mobile phone. Did he put it down?
Well, he's had an episode recently, so.
It's okay. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What's that thing? Looks like a bird or a mouse. What he's carving?
As in what are
Owl.
we doing?
Yep. Asking what it is you're carving.
So there's another new, people are jumping in the stream, and usually the other stream members. We published an owl print last year, as it was. This is still going. What we're doing now is I'm preparing the new share certificate for the Patreons. Last year's share certificate had Akafuji, Red Fuji. This year's share certificate will have our owl fronted here. And to do so, I have to carve a new set of blocks, which is what's happening right now. And it's cool. This will be actually a limited edition print. We get about 40 people who will get this thing, and that's all. Because the share certificate gets renewed every year. Like
Yeah.
last year's share certificate will never be printed again. So the blocks are thrown away.
It'll only be like 30 or 40.
It was about 40 people got this, yeah. And then this year it'll be about the same. And so each year just rotates. So we don't actually do limited edition prints, but this is sort of turned out to be a kind of limited edition print. So it's funny, the work I'm doing the last few days here, I carved this key block and carved these. It'll be used to make about 40 prints, and then that's it. Throw it away.
Never again?
Never again.
Wow.
No, we're not. I don't want to talk about it too much because we're not trying to do this. You know, you can get your limited edition print. You know, blah 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 blah. We don't do that. But just this is an artifact of the system that we have here. We renew the certificate every year, so the people who are, and actually, even if somebody sees this and wants this, oh my God, I want the share certificate with the owl. Nobody can do that now because this is going to go to the people who have been the Patreon supporters over the past year.
Yeah.
So it's already signed, sealed, and finished. And if you're not in it now, it's not going to happen for anybody.
It's too late.
So anybody starting that now would get next year's certificate because the certificate goes after 1 year of support. So. But as I said, I don't emphasize that too much because we're not trying to do this and get a limited edition.
Buy it now for double the price. What are you scanning these days? I haven't been doing as much of the flea market scanning lately. More so, there was about 200 prints that were around your desk, and it's mostly cataloging them, giving them new numbers, fun stuff, which I'm nearly finished with.
No, we had an issue yesterday. You know the double-sized prints that are in the folder over there?
Yeah.
We're going to add them to the flea market. What did you? We didn't do anything yet, actually. So anyway, they're in the folder, and I think it's on the list of things for you to do to make labels for them and stuff. Over the weekend, people wanted to buy them. They're browsing the folders, and people are asking me, how much is this? How much is this? I have no idea because I haven't even looked at my costs. I haven't figured anything out yet. So we just sort of postponed. We took some emails and said, when we get it figured out on Monday, we'll blah, 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 blah. So sometime today, I've got to figure that out. So I'm not sure what's on your schedule today, but can you maybe get the labels and catalog numbers ready for those? And Doi-san, he went through it on the weekend, writing titles and stuff for you.
Perfect, that's
So it's
easy.
all, if you can read his writing, that's another story, but whatever.
I think in that case, all I need to do is make the catalog numbers, and then get the prices off
Put them
you.
into the square system.
Yeah.
So.
Do Japanese owls look different, or is it just stylized?
Species are what they are. The way they draw things, of course, is stylized in each culture. So, and maybe this is this particular kind of owl that doesn't exist overseas. I don't know. I don't think so. Minizuku is the Japanese name.
It's actually quite strange. A lot of breeds of owl in Japanese are just the same name.
Yeah. So, but again, that's the same in English. We call them all owls, but the scientists have names: barn owl, tawny owl, mountain owl. But for most of us, it's just, look, there's an owl. And that's the same in Japanese, I think. Is Japanese more specifically generic for animal name than something else? I don't know.
I know Japan has a specific type of bee.
Well, the funny thing about Japanese and bees is that bees and wasps both get the same name. They're called hachi generically. I'm not aware. In the West, we usually see a difference. Oh, that's a bee, or oh, that's a wasp, based on the body shape. You know, the waist gets a wasp, and the no waist is called bee. But in Japanese, it's the same. The same generic name. So I guess it's culture by culture, case by case.
I bought the Peasant Crossing Bridge print from the flea market, by the way. Can't wait to hold it.
The payment came in last night. It's on my list. I printed the invoice out. It's right here. I took it out of the flea market already.
Okay, so it needs to be packaged?
Is this the same person who, over the weekend, there was an order for it,
Yeah.
and
I'm assuming it's the same one.
we processed the payment. It came in from Square. I did Cameron's job last night. So the invoice will be printed out. It'll be shipped today from here, if that's the same person.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, I'm
Okay.
sure that if it's already bought, then that's it. So.
Needs to be packing for that then. How are the bees different in Japan? I think there's specific, for example, you were saying the waist. Carpenter bees in Japan also have the waist that wasps do, but they're named under the file of bees.
But wait, is bee and a wasp, is that a scientific thing or is that just a people thing? Or?
I think it's scientific. Helpful. But I was trying to do research. The books, the poetry books, Sword and Flowers. When I was looking through them, I found a print of a bee, and I started doing some research while on designing prints about bees and that kind of thing. And I ended up coming across that certain type of bee was a Japanese carpenter bee.
Good morning, Warabai-san. Hello. And there's some kind of real dangerous bees, wasps here, right up in the mountains there. People stumble on them and end up getting killed and stuff. And all. But is that other countries have that too, or I don't know?
I think I'm not so sure in America. Hello again.
Suka-san, you're here for your blog. You're here for your blog. Humming baby. Hi.
ハミングバードです。
Baby.
ありがとうございます。はい。どうでした？
あちこち一番広いところに、
はい。
文字の中とかいう周り。でも全面じゃないですね。
わかりました。
だから一番広いところ。
のところだけ。
でももう売ればれん。
もう昨日プレスかけましたから大丈夫です。ありがとうございます。
いい材料でしょ。
すっごい硬いですもんね。めっちゃいいの。ありがとうございました。はい、ありがとうございます。
That's one of the old Doi Honda blocks. She's doing an edition from it, and because they're used so much, they're worn out. So a little bit of refresh carving.
How often do you have to do that?
Pretty much every time.
Here's an owl in Tokyo Owl Cafe.
Owl cafes everywhere. Wow, there's 3 owl cafes within a 30-second walk of here, literally. Easy day today. What about Sunday? Easy day. One party so far.
Yes.
There was a reservation during the night for another party at 2:30. The reservation came in, and 10 minutes later they canceled it.
Oh.
Says we're not going to be able to make it. So I don't quite understand what happened, but whatever.
What program were you using for the capture software? I pressed something.
What have we done? Where are we? You've jumped to...
There we go. Okay. I will not click any more links.
Yeah, don't click any links. Did it open Safari?
I tried to open on Chrome and just didn't work. Please tell Suga-san I will.
Pardon?
Karen just said please tell Suga-san.
We should have asked her to say hello a bit more carefully. So.
Okay, she was a bit rushed this morning. I think wasps don't produce honey at all. What do wasps do?
Eat stuff, I think. Plant eggs in creatures, and the eggs grow and eat the creature from the inside out and stuff like that, or did we hear about that kind of story all the time?
I think it's kind of scary.
What do they do? You mean? What's their business model, you mean?
What's their job? What do they provide to the ecosystem?
I don't think I ever thought about it that way. What about humans then? What's our function here? Now that you mentioned it in those terms?
Culling? culling. I think we keep the populations small.
Of other species, you're talking
Yeah.
about? Okay. Interesting point.
Are you doing any print? You print make more designer. I like to try printmaking, however, my carving skills are absolutely horrible.
Well, if you never do it, then of course.
Exactly.
It's just like saying the same about my designer skills, because I never do it, it's no good. But if you decide to do it.
So recently I've been doing a lot of designing and a little bit of carving, but I
You
need
sent in some stuff for the cat project, haven't you?
Yes.
I haven't been looking at them with names on, for obvious reasons. So I've just been looking through the images as random images.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I can't even know, I don't identify the moment which ones are yours. So.
Okay. I'd prefer it that way.
Have you sent in a bunch or just one or two?
I've
Are
sent
you not one of the spammers with 30 images and 40 images? No?
maybe. I think I've sent in maybe 10.
Okay.
Almost one for every.
So even though I don't have names on them, you can see the style. There's that person. Oh, here's another one from that person. Here's another one from that person. So
A couple of them have different styles. For example, one of them, like the sales one, I spent maybe an hour on just sketching designs for that one. And then the other ones I was like, oh, I have a great idea for this. Quickly sketch that and then do it.
Okay. So you mean the point is I can't tell from looking at the rough work?
Probably not.
Okay. We didn't mention that on the page, like, what do they do when companies are running contests and stuff? Employees of the company are not allowed to, it's on there, right?
Yeah.
Employees of IBM are not allowed to join IBM's contests and stuff like that. I didn't make any specific rule about that, so I don't know. I mean, it's all run by Dave's choice anyway, so I don't know if I have any legal. I'm going to pick the images I like to publish. So, whether it's a random person or whether it's you, I don't care. I'm going to try and find the best image that fits the job.
Yeah.
We'll finish this one, stage 1 cutting. Next will be persuader work, which we don't need to do right now on the stream, so I'll flip it over and we'll do the same job on the other one. How's our time? When Cameron's job, he's supposed to remind me about the time and stuff like that.
I think usually finish around 9:30.
Around 9:30 or so.
So it's 9:30 now.
Oh, it is 9:30. Okay, we just finished one block. So, okay, let's do that.
Probably a good
Okay,
point
Good.
to finish.
We'll do that. Don't start a new block at 9:31. All right, where are we? What's the schedule? Let's. Can I turn this a bit so I can see what's going on? Oops. Thank you. Let's make this a bit bigger. Okay, here we are. It's Monday morning now. Tomorrow the shop is closed. Everything's closed. I'm out of here. I'm back to the hospital tomorrow. It's my yearly checkup. You know the deal. You haven't been here long enough. City Hall. Well, you're too young, maybe. City Hall sends these things for free checkups. They're really heavy on this early detection kind of stuff. And I'm now in the danger zone. A 67-year-old guy. No, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I get these quite heavy. Get thee to the hospital for a checkup. So I went last Tuesday, and it was blood and guts and pee and everything else and X and all that stuff. They even put me in the big, what do you call it?
It was MRI.
No, it wasn't MRI. It was, it's
CT scan.
CT, I think, or something like this. So for me, they look for bowel cancer, I think, is the number one dangerous stuff for someone my age. So, I went last Tuesday, and tomorrow I'm supposed to go back for all the, you're going to live forever or you're going to die next week or whatever. It's the result next week. So. Oh, good morning. Anyway, so that's me for Tuesday. Wednesday we'll be here, same time, same station. I'll probably be carving on this, I guess.
Might finish it in 2 streams. At least this.
So I gotta prepare. Oh, there's other work to do. I've got the package of Great Waves arrived, so I've got to do the embossing on those things as well. So anyway, I'll be doing something on Wednesday. So see you then. I haven't seen any chat here recently. Oh, look at it, John. Time check. He's taking care of us.
Just in time.
Get back to work. Meowski, cat scat. Yes. Someone says, see you on Tuesday then. His Tuesday. Yeah. My Wednesday, his Tuesday. Okay. Thanks. See you. Thanks later. Thanks for all the fish. Goodbye. Do you know how to shut the stream off?
I do not. Please teach me.
There's a couple of ways to do it. What we do is, one way to do it is this is the fun way, is to turn off the camera. And we now have what's called a hot mic. We're still talking here. And we do this for fooling around sometimes. But every now and then, I forget it. I turn the camera off. and then there's a hot mic. And Cameron and I play with this. You know, people are waiting
Keep
for
the
us to
mic
say, yeah, people are waiting for us to say something bad about, oh God, here we go. We got rid of that Twitch stream again. Thank God for that. You know, this kind of thing. Because the mic is still running.
Yeah.
You can see the audio thing at the bottom here. And then that's enough fooling around. So to stop streaming, there's the button that says stop
Okay.
streaming. Just click it.